Good time to have a little bit of hope if you're a Rattler. I mean, got the best band in the land. I don't know how you feel about the football team, but we're gonna see, man, because I've been looking for him, and I'm like the shy lights. Have you seen him? Just saying, looking for some of these recruits. Got a few names for you. I'm also gonna kind of keep an eye out for what these basketball teams got coming up, man. It's hopefully about to be a fun time on the hill, and hopefully, you know, things get a little bit of changing, and a little furniture gets to moving in the wake of what has just happened as far as us not winning Celebration Bowl. I already know what's up though. It's about to be Fangs up.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started.
Are you kidding me? Unreal!
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Does he have it? Yes, he does!
And that might be the knockout punch.
All right. Woof. Man, if you're a Rattler, I don't know what to say right now, honestly. Like, I could lie about this. I could be honest. I'm definitely glad that the band came away with a home, hardware. Excuse me. Like, that was needed. Something that we all definitely wanted. But at the same point, y'all got us asking some questions and looking for some things, especially recruiting season. So, first thing, we're going to make sure we do. Have you seen them? Let's show y'all some of the recruits, not all of them. Some of the ones that have been offered, especially at some positions that we all ask some questions about. Where's beef? Where's the offensive line? Where's defensive line at? Kind of what's going on here. I almost quoted Mr. Biggs. Oh, what the hell is going on between the streets and my home? So, if y'all know, Ron Isley killed that role as Mr. Biggs. So yeah, man. Look, Marvin. What's up, Marvin? What's up, little baby? Look, the March 100 definitely bringing home the trophies. I ain't gonna lie to y'all and say I've watched the performance yet. I hadn't. I just haven't. I'm kind of like, I'm a little over the marching band showcase thing that they have set up now. I like the old method. I like the old Honda more than I do the HBCU thing they got going on. But hey, I ain't turning no trophies, man. So look, it's so quiet you can hear a rat on cotton. Hey, it's mighty quiet from the recruiting streets. Like, and I'm out there looking for them. What's up, Mary? Good to see Mary 305. And look, recruiting activity is quiet as Coleman Library on Saturday night. That's his finals week, boy. Little baby said the 100 looked good. They did though. The parts I saw. I'm one of those people. If I don't see everything, I'm gonna act like I saw nothing. So that's just my personality. Instead of me telling you, oh yeah, I saw it. I saw parts of it. I didn't see all of it. So I didn't see enough of it to act like I saw everything. So that's why I said it like that. But I did say we're gonna look at these. Look at the ladies first. And this women's basketball team. I'm just saying, man. They got a game against Sanford coming up, and just kind of looking back at it, man. That's a game. Can they win it? Let's see. Y'all know I stand on data, facts and figures. And it didn't bounce me over to the Sanford website like I was hoping it would, but that's a game you would think is winnable out of conference. Like, just saying, Sanford University women's basketball. Like, we're gonna see. Because again, I told y'all with the UNF game, I told y'all that was winnable. This one, they trying to sell me some tickets. I ain't going to. Look, I'll go for the FAMU ladies, but I'm just saying, man. Is the 6'6" center eligible yet? I don't know. We'll see if we can get Coach Pressure on to talk about her. Because me personally, I would speculate not yet, but that is a huge loss on the roster. I know at church we had UCF's coach at church, and I missed her because my whole crew was under the weather on the ladies' side. Dudes, we all right. So let's see what they got so far. And just kind of looking at their schedule. Let's see, trying to see if it caught up on this screen yet. I know one screen moves a little faster than the other. So I try to make sure that when we share right. But right now, their first game, I've seen they played Tennessee. They got mollywopped. Central Arkansas, mollywopped again. Memphis put them paws to them. Florida State put the whoop on them. They beat Fisk pretty handily. Montevello with shout out, Willie Pollard. He graduated Montevello, but they caught an L there. They played Vanderbilt. They got whooped. Tennessee Tech. They played Stephen F. Austin. Caught a fresh tail whipping. UNF, who we pretty much destroyed. They lost by 8 to them, excuse me. North Alabama, overtime, W, and Miles they doubled up on. So that game's going to be on Friday for the ladies. I'm going to jump out there and say it now. I think that's a dub. All right, I think the ladies get a dub in Alabama. Okay. I think FAMU ladies, give me that one. So, but to answer your question, so far as I know, Kylan, I haven't seen her eligible, but I've seen her. And she is a legit 6'6". Like, as a non-6'6" man who's definitely in 5-foot territory, I recognize when a woman's taller than me. And so she's definitely taller than me, though. And probably a good 6'6". So just kind of looking at the roster, though, looking at the rest of the schedule here, just kind of going. You got that Sanford. Then you got Thomas University, December 29th. I'm going to miss that one. But that should be a win. Then you got Cookman to open the season. Hey, the Lady Rattlers might go on a nice little win streak to start the basketball season. I'm just saying, yeah, I like this guard play. I ain't gonna lie, they got a little bit of something to them. I don't care how you feel about, whatever. But your boy, I give Scotty credit, man. He had the jokes for the team looking a little too cute. The girls aren't, I don't get them older, but still. Yeah, all right. But they look like a better basketball team. I'm telling y'all, I don't expect this team to be in the bottom 3 of the SWAC. If bottom 3 in the SWAC, I'm disappointed. Especially you can get 6'6". I think if we get too deep into the season with the 6'6" player, though, to address that, Kylan, I think she just kind of takes a red shirt if we get too deep in the season. But honestly, if she can get cleared, hey, that's gonna be the thing. We can get it all cleared up. The semester ends in a couple of days. And yeah, look, Coach Pressure. She got some heat. So right now, though, the FAMU ladies, not the top of the SWAT, not the bottom either, but it's early in the season, so you can't really get overly upset. You do kind of give them a little grace. They played a pretty tough schedule, and she did it on purpose. Again, Sanford's okay. North Florida, meh. Georgia Tech, solid out of conference. Middle Tennessee, I don't know how to read them. UCF, I was at that game. I'm not going to lie and tell you that they're going to win the Big 12. They're going to, in my perspective, if everybody's healthy, UCF makes the Big 12 tournament. They might be one of the lower seeds, but I think my girl's going to make it. So, West Georgia, that was just disappointing loss. JU, yeah. FSU is going to the ACC tournament. They're nationally ranked. So that's a top 25 team. UF, SEC tournament. And Howard's probably going to win the MEAC, in my opinion. So looking at the ladies basketball schedule, I said I was going to do it, so I want to make sure I did it. I'm okay with it. Like your second year, and it was a complete rebuild. I'm okay with it. So and even some of the players you were depending on rebuilding on and around, we're gonna see, man. So now the men's basketball. Okay. Well, let's see what boy got over here. Look, I'm telling y'all, Coach Crary, for a 3-win team, I'm somewhat excited. Next game's at the University of Utah. That game's on Tuesday. I'm not a gambling man. I like to do straight up picks. But I don't know what the line is, but I don't think it's gonna be a W at Utah. But I will say, if they can get to that LES barbecue, Texas in every way, go try that out while you out there, because yeah, that is the opposite of what the ladies are doing. I think for the men, you are going to come this week into it's going to be 2 L's. That University of Utah, BYU, those are real tough environments, basketball wise. We'll see about Tarleton State. I think that's a little tougher than the experts think too. Before you open the season against Cookman, so yeah, man. So I think basketball wise, it's gonna be a little tough, man. It just is what it is, man. Now football. Question is, man, where them boys at, man? Because y'all out here like me. Who has been offered? Like I need them offers to come in. Have you seen them? And I've seen a few. I've been keeping up with them. So definitely trying. Friendly heads up, friendly reminder. Look, I meant to remind y'all, if you do want to become a Rattler booster, I encourage you to do so. So if you do it though, you spend $100 for half a year. And so I will sit up here and start and get confused at it. If you spend it now, it's a half a year. So do have a couple kids who committed, but nothing new. You know, nothing new. I do like though that the ones who have committed have been solid. Haven't seen any vacillation from any of them, so nothing new to report, little baby. So we'll probably go back and look back through them. You see when Chroma is. Just make sure we double check. So yeah, day after Chroma, we're gonna take that off though. So Thursday 26th, no show. We're gonna enjoy the families. You'll enjoy yours. I'll be in Tallahassee enjoying mine. So but yeah. So like I said, ain't nothing changed for those who did want to ask, like Chase Dexter, all those guys. They still locked in, man. And look, I'm with you. We need a QB that can throw. Excuse me, Kenny Coleman vibes. As long as he don't look like your boy Phoenix did, because man, that Jackson State, that game was trash. And I'm not saying that because I didn't want Jackson to win. I'm saying that because South Carolina State looked like trash. But who didn't look like trash? Ashton Grable. All HBCU. Hey man, I believe he's a senior. If he is, don't be surprised if some of these offensive linemen get a look. I don't think Goss is going to end up in the NFL, but I think it's a look somewhere. I'll leave that there. But yeah. Now, our long snapper, he did announce for the draft. He had a solid season. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Like, I will give one thing. Our previous special teams dude, he could recruit. Like Chili Davis was really good. Sorely missed. But right here. So he's out his eligibility. Tears. So for who's being offered, man, look, some of these guys on defensive line, this is a defensive end. It's a position of need because you need everything on the defensive line. But Devontae Murray, like about 270-pound defensive end. Thanks, James Ash. So if you're kind of like who does he comparable? Who is what are his measurables? James Ash, 6'2", about 265, 270, defensive end. He could probably put his hand in the ground if need be. But for me, you don't want your defensive ends regularly playing inside. I felt like we had James Ash inside too often, and he should have been able to play the edge more. But this is a defensive end / edge, more so traditional D end. So, look, I'm with you. We need to land them yesterday. Like, yeah, like this is a huge position for us. To me, considering I haven't seen enough of them, and I'll go back and look. I'm trying to make sure, give myself a chance to get everything right because I ain't gonna say I'm a perfectionist, but I like stuff to be right. I don't like to correct myself. But this is a huge opportunity. University of Tennessee, Martin, transfer student who's won some OVC championships. We need to get him. And to me, my personal opinion, when it comes to a kid like Devontae, what you need to do is pair him with someone else. Like, give him something in a system in which he knows he's not always getting a double team. And that's not you trying to have a player shy away from competition. What you are trying to do is put the player in the best position to succeed. Give them an opportunity and a way in which you might be the best defensive lineman on the team. The other guy might be the best. But either way, both of y'all gonna get some feature and some burn, because what we saw with Isaiah Land in particular is that he got double teamed at times, and he openly expressed in that Orange Blossom Classic kind of how it was frustrating, and we saw how it really adversely affected the team when he was getting that double team, and you kind of had somebody else, but you didn't. Whereas if you give Murray somebody on the other side and say, I want you two as my edge rushers. I might move you inside every once in a while, but I'm bringing you two as my ends. And then you really get, hyper focus on getting probably 3 to 4 interior tackles to say, this is going to be my defensive line. I think that makes a difference, because I think that's something where we saw this against, honestly, in the Jackson State, South Carolina State game. They out physical South Carolina State, both sides of the ball. Like, South Carolina State's quarterback wasn't hitting nothing with a darn. But at the same point, Jackson State made it very clear you weren't just going to sit up here and run the ball against us. And as I stated last season, at the close of the season, I said, hey, FAMU has shown something to the rest of the SWAC. This is the way that you're going to beat the MEAC. You have to have that SWAC speed to contend with the teams that you play with. But you got to have a solid run game. And the game is going to be won at the line of scrimmage. And I think once you kind of started getting that, Jackson State did it. So congratulations to them. If you're a Jackson State fan, I know some good Jackson State fans. So congratulations to them. Miss Wells Harris, I need to text you. Yeah, Brother Sloan. So congratulations to them. But I think that's what you do. I like how Jordan's like, we need both of them. Yeah. You need to create something where you have a line that's coming in and sees himself as coming in as a group. Like, oh, these my dogs. These are the dudes I'm going to war with. And give them a group of, like I said, 3 to 4 interior line and hopefully 4 outside. Like, you could probably bring in 2 because you got some other guys behind them that are still on the bench. But thank you, Jordan. You helped me out. as my buddy Ruth say, you blessed me. Depth. You need to develop depth. And I think one of the problems we had this year was really depth. Like, yeah, the guys are playing as individuals at times. And if my boy from Kennesaw State's coming back, yeah, I'm happy on that. When I say I'm happy, I'm not saying like I'm good on that. No. I'm excited about that. But if we can get some depth at those positions, it's a huge windfall for this team. Now, the other thing, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. You look at these offers, they want some linebackers. Bad. Like Justice Cross, a guy from Murray State. Okay. You came up there and played with Smitty Rock. Decide you want to come on down to FAMU, Florida kid. I like it though. Like about 6, you're seeing it. About average height is about 6'2" for these guys. These are your more traditional linebacker size players. I would argue that in today's college football, especially at the FCS level, BS level, excuse me. The top level, you're seeing the linebackers are probably coming a little smaller, getting a little faster. So you're going to see that trickle down where your bigger linebackers are probably going to be at the FCS level. I'm fine with that though, because I think those guys are going to be able to run, play in space, make tackles. All those things are important. They're going to be able to find their fit, and there's going to be ebb and flow in college. Football, obviously, but these guys are still going to have a place for a while. So this, honestly, I like the folks at linebacker. I think it has you kind of wondering how the health of some of the linebackers is your linebacking coach looking at what he has now and saying, okay, I know we've had some health issues last year. I want to make sure we're tight there. But is he also looking at, I got Nayron coming back, so I got my middle linebacker. I need that other guy that can kind of play in space. I need that kind of John Chaney guy. Like, remember how, Chaney could just come off the line of scrimmage and he could play as either a linebacker or as a hybrid defensive end. I'm just saying that's an offer that I would actually extend that to if I could. But just saying, like, and Hitman says we need everything on defense and a QB. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Like, I'm just saying, if coach think he can put Junior back out there, we'll be looking for a new coach. Hey, I don't disagree. Look, I'll say it like this. Junior would have to develop his processing skills. If Junior can process and put the ball in the right place, that kid is a dangerous quarterback. That's been my question. And that's why I say it like that. And that's not me being, y'all know that's my favorite quarterback on the team. And so, and it's not even like one of those things where I'm gonna sit up there and tell you he should be starting. But I think it's gonna be interesting. And is that guy from Central Michigan? If so, I think going to the quarterback thing, and excuse the ums and the uhs, I think Daniel Richardson opened the door. I think Daniel Richardson opened the door for a lot of quarterbacks that want to come back home, that want to come back to Florida, and to, most importantly, come to FAMU and be able to get some stats. Like we saw Musa previously, but Musa, 2 years in the system, and he never like blew up. He had a solid, last season, but was he spectacular? Like a little Jekyll and Hyde-ish at times. Daniel Richardson was solid for almost most of the season. Well, I mean, UAPB, we're gonna see, man. Can he read defense? That's my question. That's not a slight. It's an open question. I've heard some things. So if he can read defense, sure. If you can't, you got a more athletic junior. I don't need that. I got one junior on the team, and I'm always gonna pull for him. Like I'll tell y'all, if Junior could put it together, cute. Yeah, I would be gun ho. Like what? I'm telling y'all right now, as a fan, as a rational fan, y'all don't want Junior to put it together. You don't want from me, from Keith. You don't want Junior to put it together. I'd have to buy season tickets. That I could not be in the press box. I would be fanned out. I'd be like, that's my boy. Look, I've been a fan since he was a freshman. Like I remember seeing him at the gym. Like I was working out. That's my boy. Like I'm telling y'all really don't want Junior to make it. like the way Scotty is about Adrian Body, I'm a junior fan. I want that kid to succeed. I want all of them to succeed, but he from right around the corner. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it hit different when it's kids that's like either from your area or from around your where you live. Like when Bowler started making it, I was like, yes, sir. Let's go. Like I didn't even go to that school, but that is the closest school to my house. I was so happy for them dudes. But hey, if you've been hearing things, hey, let the street committee tell you on that. I'm a loyal member of the street committee, but y'all know I hear things, but I don't say things. I keeps it quiet. On the other side here, though, another linebacker. He's from Coffeyville. I told y'all about that. What's up, Gail? You good? You ain't missed too much. Kamari Johnson from Coffeyville again. Another one. I told y'all. I told y'all. Look, I'm telling you, I'm an irrational fan when it comes to Junior. I know he shouldn't be starting. Don't. I know he. I'm not telling y'all my boy should start. That don't mean he's still not my boy though. Like, if he could get it together, I'm telling y'all don't want it from me. I can't come to the games. I'm about to sit and watch from home. Like, I would have me a 7 jersey, everything. Like, sure, you can't put it together for me, for my fandom. I can't happen. But Kamari Johnson, another linebacker. This guy's from Coffeyville Community College. They get a lot of local kids, man. I'm big for it. I like it. Like, I definitely, again, linebacker is a position where you got your linebacker 1. You got your potential linebacker 2. Is he going to be healthy? Then now I think you're really looking for that depth thing. And the other piece is when you start looking at some of these guys 6'2", 230. I told y'all, look at John Chaney and the way he was used. I think what you're going to see is, and I'm going to give you your comparables of this. And I love the fact that I ain't forget. I left Isaiah Major up there. Isaiah Major is my favorite FAMU linebacker since Earl Holmes. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, real talk. I think Nayron Jenkins plays a lot like a smaller Isaiah Major, size-wise, height-wise, who's just a tackling machine. And then I think you bring in one of these guys like Kamari Johnson or Justice Cross to be like your John Chaney. They play linebacker, but they can also come off the edge. And some of this is when you're looking going back to that Devontae Murray, and hopefully you get him paired with another defensive lineman. You can pair them with some defensive linemen and use those guys to block. And all of a sudden, you can start, especially passing downs, letting these guys pretty much act like blitzers. And act like stand-up defensive linemen. That's just my thinking. You know, when I'm seeing some of these guys and the amount of linebackers are picking up, how many of them are gonna make it work? And yeah, and that's why I kind of was like, I was hinting at the health thing. And I love that. You know, because that was my question with Norris. Can he stay healthy? If he can stay healthy, but I wonder, this is my question with Norris, because, you know, he's a little bit lighter. I believe he's like closer to like 215, 220. He might be in that 230 area, but again, that's just from me seeing him on the sideline this year. He's like about a 215 cat. I wonder if he's somebody that you kind of have a little more in coverage. Nice size, you know, height-wise, no diddy. And then do you go to a 3-down linebacker set? Like, do you shuffle some of these guys in the defensive end? So that's kind of some of my questions, because, man, I think highly of Norris. I just think that kid's got a shot. Like, but I think the question is a little bit about his health. That's me being transparent with you. I wasn't gonna say it, but you put it up there, so it's like, I'm not gonna duck smoke. But I think the question is, can he stay healthy? And I think he asked that of himself too. Like, if he can stay healthy though, he's got a shot to have a pretty good season. Like, again, in all the talks of what FAMU's defense wasn't, FAMU's defense lost depth. Like, one of the biggest losses in the whole fiasco of the end of last season was depth. You literally lost your entire defensive line. Minus what you lost everybody on the starting defensive line except for one player. And he led the team in sacks. Like, and exactly. Yeah, he got hurt at USF as well. So that's kind of where, I be asking questions, and sometimes I, speak in code, as my mom would say. But yeah, I think, injury is a concern there. Can he stay healthy? Because if he can stay healthy, yeah, gonna have a solid season, man. Like, now this next one, he looked mean. Like, Everett, Russo, what? Look, Junior. Look at him with pads. Guy transferred UAB. Man. But didn't we say this? Like, now, granted, he for General Hunt, he did take a medical, not medical. He took a red shirt this year. So Illinois is supposed to be red shirting him. So yeah, I wish the kid the best. He's going to a bowl game this year. But again, I said it once, say it again. If you're at a FAMU, I highly dissuade you from transferring out your junior, senior year, especially your senior year, and going to the FBS. We haven't seen it really work very often. And most of the kids take half the season, as I said it would happen for those that are successful to catch on. And by that time, how much film did you lose? Like, just saying, it could be better. It should be better. But look, that Russo dude, he looked like he's another one of them tweeners that could play linebacker or come off the end. Like, I'm very critical about this recruiting, and I'll jump on that in a minute. We're gonna finish with that because, but yeah, like, one thing I do like, you recruit some dogs. Like, ain't no halfway crooks on this one. Like, you recruit some people that's gonna make some shook ones. And yes, I definitely reference Mob Deep. Look, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I couldn't get the audio working, but I was about to have a song going for y'all, boy. What? I had found the shot lights. Boy, have you seen her? I had it ready, boy. I was gonna have the audio. I was like, nah, let me chill out today. I ain't gonna do all that. But I'm like, y'all, I've been looking for him. Another one? Okay. Now, and Turner from Western Carolina. I didn't like the fact that he get active. All right, look. Look, that ain't how you supposed to tackle, more than likely. Look like he's trying to catch the dude from behind. But you know what? He's settling. Like, he's selling out. I like that. Again, I'm telling y'all, I think some of these linebackers are your guys who are going to be really attacking the edge. I see this guy as somebody that's going to be filling that Brian Norris role. That guy that nice size, can he cover? Because in the SWAC, you got to be able to cover most teams. Most teams in the SWAC are pass heavy, except for the best teams. The best teams in the SWAC are run dependent. The worst teams are pass heavy. Like, I hate to say it, but the best teams in the SWAC, FAMU, Jackson State, Southern, had very strong run games when they were good. The worst teams in the SWAC air it out. Arkansas Pine Bluff airs it out. We lost to Prairie View, but still, We lost the Valley, but still, like, just saying, Texas Southern, like your worst teams in the SWAC tend to air it out. The best teams in the MEAC and SWAC run the ball. Like, it's just what it is. Like, the game is flipped back to you want to win the game, you better run the ball. The team with the best running back in the SWAC has won the last 2 seasons, won the Celebration Bowl. Full stop. Irv Mulligan, best running back in the SWAC this year. He was hurt last year. Terrell Jennings, best running back in the SWAC last season. When healthy, give me a better running back than Terrell Jennings last year. Especially what he was doing at the end of the year. I mean, I'll let you slide if you want to slide Irv Mulligan in there, but it was Irv Mulligan and Terrell Jennings for me. Now that could be my bias. And y'all know I own bias. I just told you Junior's my favorite quarterback. So I own a bias. But I'm just saying, like, you need somebody linebackers that can play in coverage against the mid guys and the good teams. You got to stop the run. And even against Valley, we just couldn't get off the field. And we had really bad special teams luck, which I'm waiting to see who these new coaches are supposed to be whenever we find out. Now, this last one, okay. So another DB. Dalen Ditson, guy from East Carolina. Okay. Is he a DB or a corner? Because last year, we had too many darn DBs and not enough corners. And you cannot have that this year. You got to find some bona fide corners. I don't care if they're coming out of high school. I know you got two that are committed, and one is a corner. The other's a DB. I need some more corners, though, because our freshman corner is getting picked on. Look, Travis Hunter was a 4-star, 5-star kid coming to high school that went to Jackson State. Like, that's literally the epitome of a 5-star kid going against 1-stars, 2-stars, 3-star, and 0-star students. Like, yeah. So unless you're gonna get one of them, I'm just saying, you gonna have to get something. I don't know. I don't have facts to stand on. I'll say it like that. All right, so yeah, I know I stand on data, but I hope he's back. I counted AC as a hand in a card in the book, or a book. Sorry, you can see that frazzles me right now. But yeah, we'll see about some others. I do know there's some additions coming from what I've been told, but I'm not at liberty to release everything. So, but as far as I know, Hitman, to answer your question, yes. To answer that question, as far as I know, probably not. So, as much as I can give you on that, because again, that's a lot more on the street committee side and less of the, oh, I know this for a fact and I can tell you and I got data to show you and point to. But yeah. Look, thank you, Will. That, like, you can only have so many tweeners, because I think that was part of what you got exposed in this year. Like, you had so many tweeners and guys that were kind of like, that it'll kick you in the butt. Like, thank you. Like, I don't care if you ain't got but 2 spades. So you need one of them that's gonna get a book. Like, you got to win something. Like, you got to give me something. But speaking on that, man, recruiting. And shout out to Coach Riz. I don't know if y'all saw the news. Supposedly, Riz is going to be coming back home and going to Florida State. You notice he's been home a lot lately. Not a complete surprise, Congratulations. Coach Reed supposedly has been offered to go to Florida State. And like I said last week, everybody from that staff from last year won. You saw the picture of the former AD and the former football coach at the Celebration Bowl. Looked like they were making nice. Also looked like folks still showing their championship rings from FAMU. You're welcome. But yeah, look, if it's true, me too. So I thought that was one of the three coaches you have to kept. And I said have to kept for a reason. I thought if that's true, he was on the three that you needed to keep. But yeah. Hey, the pictures say yes. Like you look at folks' social medias, one more than the other. Yes. Now if you see the other ones, you would know that they was in the same place together. So yeah. I saw the picture. That's why I said it like that. So I saw it on the Twitter. Yeah, a certain former AD had it on their page. Yeah. So just put that out there. Willie was looking sharp at red though. You know, Miami Newsom. Just saying. Might be able to get you a good one. Let me stop. But as far as recruiting, man, I think Florida State sees something that we've seen for years. And one of my issues with recruiting this year in particular, and the sidelines are empty. And I don't think that we did a good job of recruiting during the season. It just, no, he didn't. Look, I tell y'all, Will, I speak on data. I stand on data. And I will tell you where I seen it. Look, history is an evidentiary-based science. I graduated a degree from history from Florida A&M. So I approached this show from a more historical platform, not a journalistic one. So yeah, you look on one former AD's page. Oh, there's a lot of pictures in the Celebration Bowl. You look on a former coach's page. It's one or two. Just saying. But I thought our recruiting was lackluster this year. You know, just kind of saying it out there, you know, and not to throw anybody in the bus, not to get nobody fired. Y'all know that's never my steez. My thing has never been to get people to ask. But recruiting this year, you took a step back. You know, like it was definitely a setback. It was not what we've been accustomed to. And we missed out on some of the things that we had taken advantage of. Some of the things we took advantage of, we recruited kids we knew we weren't going to get. FAMU was offering 4 and 5-star players and this kid and that kid, and you knew they weren't coming here. And in the moment, as a fan, you're like, man, why you even offer this kid? And you heard Coach Riz got to say it one time. Hey, well, all they can say is no, right? Paraphrasing. Like, you still offer them because they bounce back. They might bounce back to you. But on the other side of that, that makes that alumni base feel good. That gives them something to talk about. Because in all these places, thank you, Will, it's marketing. I'm not selling you a dream. I offered you. Whether you take it or not is your business. But best and believe. Trust and believe. You fool enough to take this FAMU offer? Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm signing you. If you're a 5-star prospect and you want to go to the best HBCU on the planet, come to Florida Agricultural Mechanical University. And if I'm your recruit coordinator, I'm offering you. I don't give 2 poops. If you got the grades, we got a roster spot. And if some need to shake, we'll move some furniture to get your own team. Like, I'm just saying, as long as you ain't did no type of crimes, we all right. I mean, you got caught with a little bit of weed. Hey, man, a lot of y'all smoke weed. That's fine with me. Hey, just don't do it. Don't do it in practice. Don't do it during football season. Y'all can do what y'all do anyway. Some of y'all grown folks still smoke weed. Keyword, y'all. I can't touch the stuff. That stuff. Ugh. Makes me sick just to smell it. But yeah, like I think recruiting wise, we fell off. The visits were off. We had nowhere near the visits we had. Like y'all seen the sidelines from last year compared to this year? There's a couple games. It was like, are these our players? Or are these recruits? There's only 4, 5 of y'all coming out. Where is it? Where is the 20 kids? Like homecoming, yeah. But it's the other games, you got to get those kids out there and get them early. Don't wait until they flash and then everybody's already on them. No, some of these kids you got to get early. Like they're a 4-star prospect. You got to get out there and offer those kids. But in the process of offering them, you might go to the school to see Travis Hunter. That's great. But in the process, you're going to see somebody else out there too. Be like, hey, what's up with your boy over there? Man, he's a 3-star prospect. This on Rivals. He ain't getting no looks though. Oh, really? Because you know what Mississippi Valley did? They just came to Tallahassee and got a bunch of kids. I'm just saying, like, I mean, your former recruiting coordinator is pretty much there. So I'm just saying. And look, you right there, Asher. It's about the coaches. Some of it is about the program, though. You don't have a dedicated recruiting person. You got somebody splitting. And what did we just say about the guys in defensive back? Hey, you a DB? For those who don't know, that means I can play corner or safety. Now you need to pick one because most safeties can't cover that well. They can cover, and they're fast enough, but they can also probably slide down the linebacker if they put on the right amount of pounds. Meaning, you put them up there against a decent receiver, they're getting their butts handed to them. And look, those Tyler kids can't get into FAMU. They probably might not. I mean, we all know NCAA athletes get on a different level. And it ain't even like they don't even need the test scores and the grades now. They changed that thing up. Like, you just got to have that minimum GPA and the credits. Ain't even, let's look. So, I ain't going to say they couldn't get in the fam. I'll say I don't know if they would have got on the field. I'll say that. I will say that right now. Would they have got in tomorrow? How many 6-foot quarterbacks are you able to take at FAMU right now? I'm just saying, like, I think you probably heard me say this before, where the floor has been elevated. You've elevated the floor in the quarterback room to where, yeah, your quarterback right now is 5'9", 5'8", maybe, but he can sling it. I mean, proven product. The other guys in there behind him, everything else in there is 6'2", 6'3". Like, how are we looking at running back next year? We good. Your boy's coming back. Thad Franklin's back next year. 2 of your tight ends are back next year. Going back to the running back room. Bo Somerset is back next year. Like, 2 of your top 3 running backs are back. And the ones that have the least fumbles, respectfully. Like, running back room, oh, it's gravy, baby. You don't like, that's why people are like, we need everything. No, you don't. You need maybe one quarterback. You probably don't need a receiver. Like, I would take one for depth purposes. You might need one tight end. But offensively, you need a quarterback and a few offensive linemen. And you all right on offense. Defense, you need everything. I ain't gonna lie to you. You need a little bit of everything. Like, you need one of everything. And on defensive line, you need 4 to 8. Like, I can't even hold you on that. You need like a whole new D-line because you got like 2 holdovers, a couple holdovers, and they can play, but they need some depth behind them and maybe even in front of them. But you need some depth. Like, I'm just saying. No speed running back. Hey, it's Florida. You can find that. Like, I'm just saying, like, you can get one running back. Like, you ain't got no burners You ain't got no breakaway, but man, shoot, Dad Frank could tote that rock like that. Look, that's what I'm saying, man. He got decent speed. I think part of the problem was the blocking was trash. Now, Bo do be getting caught though. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Look, I can't lie. I'm a fan. But Bo do be getting caught from behind. I can't even front. But yeah. Bad? I don't think we used him right. That's just me. I could be wrong. We're gonna see though. Yeah, that's just me. Bo is not slow. Bo is not slow. Don't do Bo like that. Bo is a 4.5, and he's a true 4.5. Like he ain't 4.3, but he do be getting caught from behind. So don't do Bo like that. Give Bo what, sophomore? Give him another year. You like 2 years in the program. Senior year, he'll be all right. I can't even lie right. Okay. As my wife would say, you choking because you lying. That's still my running back. Oh goodness. He ain't 4.6, 4.65. His thing's at 4.5. I don't know if that's hand time, but don't do Bo like that. That's still my boy. But nah, I think at running back, you do need one guy that is a home run hitter. You need that. Man, you got to sign a kicker. Like yesterday, you got to sign a kicker. Punter, mix. And you probably got to go to high school for that. Like, honestly, you probably need to go to Lincoln, Leon, Childs. Find you a kicker from a high school and just ride that out. Get 2-3 up. One dude that that can just kick the air out of the ball that may not be accurate. He can do kickoff. And another one that not as accurate. Man, I aspirated like a mug. That thing. Hey, look, that's big facts. That kicker from FAU could be the it. And honestly, you want to see what happens with the kickers that were in the portal now. I mean, you don't wish them anything but the best, but you also understand, like, hey, if this don't work out, come back to FAMU. You were on the verge of having a great career. So we're gonna see. Like I said, recruiting wise, we definitely lost a little bit. So y'all gonna have me to stop trying to lie on and try to be so supportive, because I'm over here being supportive about the choke to death. But yeah, the entire defense need that. Everything on special teams except for the kick returner need that. Okay, I like that. A little under coach job is on his defensive coordinator. Defense was worse than 10 years. It was. I'm gonna tell you, the only thing that's saving the defensive coordinator, special teams coordinator, that was trash. Like, especially once those guys hit the portal, or once those guys hit their 4 games and pretty much made it clear, like, we sitting out so we can hit the transfer portal. It changed, and I think that might help Doc a little bit on that end. But them kick return formations, I can't get past that. Like, the way that we just looked horrible on special teams. Nah, Doc. And I think that's going to save the defensive coordinator, because otherwise, trash. Like that was. Look, I'm telling you, if the special teams were better, you would have a different conversation about the defense, because it would be abundantly clear that the defense was that bad. But look, punt returns for touchdowns after punt returns. Yes. Like, not even that, not just that, little baby. What about the punt returns where they're on the plus side of the field and the defense is only defending 40 yards, 45 yards? Like, that's hidden yardage. And it's hidden because it doesn't show up on the offensive stats. But you go over there, you look at the special teams, how many yards did we give up in kick returns? It was not it. Like, I just being honest, like that might save the defensive coordinator because the special teams is that bad. I'm definitely waiting to see what's the decision on that. Yeah, but exactly. Like, and it wasn't one or two games where we gave up 200 plus yards on special teams on kickoff return. You had punt to that too. Man, it was rough in the SWAC at times this year. So I think the defensive coordinator might get saved, but at the same point, I'll say this. There won't be a lot of excuses for lackluster performance this year. I'll say that. I don't think the person in leadership is going to accept that, largely because it goes beyond that colloquialism of FAMU is a standard and this is a brand and all this. No. You playing with the bread. Like, as I told y'all before, folks on most people don't realize Bragg is one of the smallest stadiums in the SWAC. Like, they really don't. They're like, oh man, you come to FAMU, man, it's 25,000 in there. Like, yeah, 10 years ago. I'm like, it's a hot 19, 15. Homecoming is 22, 23. Like, every dollar matters. And we have a lot of basketball games that are free right now. So literally your budget is hinged upon the success of this football program. What you can't be doing is sucking air. And you for sure can't be average when that man in Valdosta is doing that. Like, did you just see what he did? How about this? Don't just watch what he did. Go look at the stands. What the stands look like for a team with that record? I'll wait. How about this? Go Google it. He's at a high school football stadium, and they scuffling to get a hot 6,000-7,000. You don't think folks in the SWAC and the MEAC are looking at that and saying, man, shoot, we went in like this. Man, I can get 15,000, 20,000 in here. Man, please. You look, you can't, there's competition an hour away from you. Like, and even at 25K, it was only sold out homecoming at SU. Just saying. Like, now I will say that homecoming number does inflate things, so it makes it look like you were closer to a sellout per game. I think FAMU's average attendance was around 17,000, even with that last game where they reported 10. Like, so if you would have got at least a sniff of 17, 18, you talking about a season where you average 17,000 in a stadium that holds 19. You're averaging darn near sold out in the entire environment every game. And the tickets ain't cheap. Like, let's call it what it is. For whatever you want to say about Bragg, that's one of the most expensive tickets in the SWAC. It's one of the smallest stadiums. But what they make up, what they lose in size, we pay in ticket price. Them mugs homecoming was with a steel chair, $50. And was paying it. Gladly, folks were paying that 50. Like, I gave somebody a haircut because I was just trying to get rid of them. I ain't gonna hold you. But I know folks was like, oh, $200, $100 for a homecoming? You leaving at halftime? No, sis, please. But look, FAMU's average ticket price, we leading the SWAC. Like, I ain't gonna lie, under that last administration, it kept raising the prices. So I'm just saying, Cozy's just too cool for me. Cozy's cool. Calculated. Willie was cool too, but he's more. To me, Cozy is a little more academic than Willie. Willie was marketing. Like Willie Simmons told y'all in the FIU press conference, and he said it before. He went to school for marketing. What he excelled at with FAMU, he marketed that program. He sold you something it was, and he sold you what it could be. He told you up front, we are a low resource institution, but you can make it to the NFL from FAMU. And what he did until he got the NFL players, he told you about the NFL tradition. And then once he got the NFL players, he started telling about the guys who got tryouts and who got to go to the camps. And then once he got his NFL player, then he started telling you about Marquise Bell. Then the next season, he had Marquise Bell. Then he had Isaiah Land. Then he had hello. So so you had Zay. So you literally Xavier Smith, Marquise Bell, Isaiah Land, all in the league at the same time. He can now sell you the NFL and tell you before I was telling you could make it because Earl Holmes did it. Ken Riley did it. These guys who had these histories, and Ken Riley, now an NFL Hall of Famer, is there and was there. But now he ain't got to sell you that. He can sell you what it is. Hey, as a coach, I got 2 guys in the NFL right now. As a player, I got 4 guys in the NFL. 5 if your boy is healthy. So now Willie has charisma, but Willie had the marketing, and he sold you what it was. He sold you what it could be. And then in the moment of selling what it could be, it became that thing. That's the difference. Because while he was selling that NFL dream, he was relying on the past and being truthful. But when it came to fruition, all of a sudden, it wasn't, I'm selling you what it could be. FAMU is a place where you can go to the NFL. Go and watch him at FIU the other day. What was he selling? Hey, we got this guy who made a play in the NFL right then. He just did the same thing. He just slapped the FIU on it. Instead of saying fangs up, he said paws up. Like, he just redoing the same. He just rebranding it and scratch your name off and put Willie on top. Like, just saying, have we got any players from transfer portal? None of notes. No big time persons yet. So, and look, all that ain't nobody. If you ain't winning, Willie won. He did. That's why I said at the end, EA, I got questions about our recruiting, because one of the things Willie did very effectively, Willie learned how to become the CEO coach. Remember, he was at the beginning, he was not a good CEO coach. He was hands-on. He was the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, quarterback coach. Then all of a sudden, he got a quarterback coach. The team got better. Then he got offensive coordinator. The team got better again. Now, his last really 2 seasons, he kind of took on all those things. But he also had 2 quarterbacks in a row. One that was very cerebral in Musa, and another in Rashad McKay, who knew the offense. Not saying McKay wasn't cerebral, but I'm going to say McKay knew where to put the ball. Musa was cerebral in the point of he knew the checks, where to put the players and everything, but he couldn't always put the ball in the right place. Like, respectfully, McKay was the better quarterback. Musa was the better looking quarterback. Like, if you write what you want in a quarterback and you really go detail for detail, it's Jerry Musa. If you say what I want and who I want to lead my team, it's Rashawn McKay. Musa has a prototypical throwing motion. McKay throws with a slight sidearm. Musa throws a really nice deep ball. McKay throws a nice deep ball. But decision making, Musa's a gunslinger. McKay's a little bit more of a game manager, but he ain't losing a bunch of games throwing a bunch of picks either. I'm just saying. Like, one looks like this, but is that? The other one looks like that and is this. So you kind of look. Whoo. I don't know who had more picks. I'll say that. I know that. Okay, starting when the 50-some points got dropped on us. Leave that there. Musa started that game. But I'm just saying, look at the results. Normally, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I was the first one on the Musa bus. Go back and look. I remember sitting in there. I literally just met Brian, and we were on the sideline, introducing. I'm like, who's that guy? I was like, that's the starting quarterback. He's like, over McKay? I'm like, yeah. He looks like a quarterback. Look at the stats. I'll leave it at that. Don't look at just total yards. Look at your quarterback rating, interceptions, touchdowns. I don't know. I'm just going to say, you might be surprised. Like, I'm just telling y'all, don't be surprised. And that's not me being a hater. I told you I was on the Musa train heavy. But go back and check your stats. I stand on data. You know that, EA. McKay was a better quarterback than we give him credit for. The thing Musa was better at, Musa was a better anticipator. Much better anticipation. McKay read the defense slower, but the decision making was better. Like, that 21 defense was better than the 23 defense. He was. You're not wrong about that. You're not wrong about that, EA. He was definitely a game manager. Let's see. 21 defense. Yeah. You got 3 NFL players. Well, okay. One on the defense. So no matter how you split it. No, it's 2. It's 2. It's the same ones. In 21. 23, you don't have Marquise Bell. So you got that. Isaiah lands on that defensive line. I think James Ash is still there. Anthony Dunn should be on both teams. But he plays more in 23. Like, I don't know. Then Major breaks out in 23. 23 Isaiah Major is the best linebacker FAMU's seen in 20 years. I'll argue with you on that. I'll argue with a lot of people on that. Isaiah Major 23, best linebacker FAMU's seen. I would almost say since Earl Holmes, but he might be touching Earl, like, quietly. Like, I won't say that 23 defense, you had better linebacker play. The thing about 21, though, BJ was on that. You had BJ, you had Kendall in there too, and Marquise Bell. I think the 21 secondary is better. I'll stand on that. But that 23, don't play that. Don't play like that. You don't do that now. You know, Savion, that was my favorite. Don't do that to this date. Savion is my favorite defensive lineman to come through FAMU in a minute. Like, don't do that. Savion, boy, I was about as bad as Jeff Cameron and Lonnie Pryor. Like, so Savion, that's my favorite player. I'm telling y'all. But yeah, you got a point there. But just saying, Savion was there. You okay? You might got that. That 21 and 23 defenses was fire though. Like I said, 21 definitely had a better secondary. But the linebacker play in 23 was, come on, man. Isaiah Major in 23? Yeah, Isaiah Major was a problem. Like, if he's a little bit quicker and a little taller, he's in the league. Like, I'm just saying. That's a good debate right there, boy. 21 or 23. Who got the better defense? Okay, we might have to get some of the folks in here, talk about that. 25. We're going to try to get some call lines going so that way y'all can call in. We can have some debates and conversations so that way I ain't got to send links out and everything. Try to have y'all call in. We're trying to evolve, man. Okay. I like this conversation right here. Like, we might have to put that in the group chat. All right, y'all. It's getting late. It's 9:30. Look, for everybody at HBCU Digital Network, we will see y'all. We almost said Monday. We'll see y'all Thursday. We're gonna look at. Hopefully, we get some more recruits to come in, sign in. I think we're gonna see some more after these state championships are fully concluded, which they should by now. Coach Cozy and the crew gets back to Tallahassee, and also gonna see what this basketball team and some of these winter sports gonna do. Because right now, FAMU baseball, don't sleep on them. They're creeping up quietly, coming out in the corners. All right, y'all. We're gonna see. We're gonna drop these on here. We're gonna just do an all-inclusive online for probably Twitter and what do you call it? Meta, with all the players we've got that have been offered, whatnot, and going to add to that. Keep it coming. So we'll catch y'all Thursday night. And congratulations, Gerald Thomas, Tallahassee Democrat, Masters from FAMU. You are officially a Rattler, and not just by work title, but man, you got your hours on the hill, my brother. All right, y'all. Y'all already know what's up and what it's always gonna be. Fangs up.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started.
Are you kidding me? Unreal.
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Dorsey, have it.